In the 1944 case of Korematsu versus United States, Korematsu, of Japanese ancestry, decided to remain in San Leandro, California, despite the executive order made by the United States. Korematsu remained in San Leandro despite the executive order saying that people of Japanese descent were to be removed from their homes and then were put into detention camps in order to avoid espionage. He claimed that it was racist to exclude certain races, but the government claimed that it was necessary for the war effort. Korematsu was arrested by General DeWitt. From there, he was tried, but the Federal Court of Appeals ruled in favor of the United States, so he was taken to SCOTUS. Some important facts to know is that World War II was being fought against the Japanese, so the government was afraid of Japanese compromising the jeopardy of the country in case there were spies. Korematsu tried to join the military but was rejected due to poor health. Korematsu got a face job, changed his name, and claimed to be a Mexican American, where he fled to a nearby town and was caught and arrested. Was it racial discrimination by implementing internment camps for Japanese Americans, or was it acceptable, granted that the United States was in a wartime situation? Holding. Vote 6-3. No. The government upheld their decision of Japanese detainment because they were fearful for the security of the country as a result of the wartime situation. Majority opinion reasoning by Justice Black. Rule. According to Civilian Exclusion Order No. 34, Korematsu's presence in the military-sanctioned area was considered a possible threat to the United States. However, the issue of isolating and excluding an individual race would be considered segregation. Black reasoned that the safety of society as a whole was the intended justification for the restrictions. Overall, the court judged that the security of the citizens was more important than the consideration of civil rights of the Japanese Americans. The rule states that the successful prosecution of the war requires every possible protection against espionage and against sabotage to national defense material, national defense premises, and national defense utilities. Application. According to SCOTUS, during wartime situations, people of possible risk to the United States, including those of specific races, may be imprisoned. Dissenting opinion reasoning. Owen Roberts. Roberts believes that it is a violation of civil rights to imprison Korematsu just because his actions were done in order for him not to be sent to the concentration camps. Roberts differs from the majority in that he believes the executive actions taken were violations of civil rights because it is based on race. Frank Murphy. Murphy believed that the executive order itself was unconstitutional because it was a direct violation of civil rights. The order was given directly against people of one specific ancestry. He differs from the majority because he believed that the executive order given was unconstitutional in and of itself. Robert H. Jackson. Jackson believes that Korematsu himself was not in the wrong because he had no possible evidence suggesting that he could possibly harm the country in any way, being that he was a native-born citizen and that he was simply residing in a location close to his birthplace. Not only that, but the crime he committed of simply living his life was an abnormal crime to commit. The difference with this dissent from the majority was that it claimed that Korematsu was innocent because of all the presented evidence showed that he could have in no way be a suspect of espionage.